A live look atop our station pointed toward Huntington Bank Field. The Browns say they've come up with a proposal that would use zero existing taxpayer dollars to fund a new dome stadium out in Brook Park.
Our Matt Rascone is joining us now with how on earth, but how this plan would work and why the team says renovations to the current stadium just won't cut it. Matt, what is the latest in this ongoing saga?
Yeah, Betsy and Peter, we sat down with the team owners and executives for more than an hour. Jimmy Haslam described this Brook Park project as a generational opportunity to transform Northeast Ohio. So to drive home that argument, they talked about why staying at the current stadium doesn't work. The lease is up in 2028 and it needs updates. But they argued there is too much uncertainty on timing and infrastructure. And they said the plan also doesn't include a solution for long-term capital repairs if they were to stay in the current stadium. They also emphasized that in their view, this is a short-term fix. Jimmy Haslam also said the land under Burke Lakefront Airport is also not an option for several reasons, including the fact that there is no telling if or when the airport would actually close. The site is not shovel-ready, they said, and so it would increase the overall cost of a stadium, and they estimate by $1 billion. Here's what the COO said when asked whether they looked hard enough to make a stadium work in Cleveland.
Look, I think it's a little unfair to suggest we look harder because we did look hard. We looked at multiple sites. We looked at the site where the new county jail is going to be built. We looked at the post office site that people talk a lot about. We explored and spent a lot of dollars on the Burke site. This site is centrally located. It's 176 clean acres, ready to go.
So here's a quick look at the proposal to finance the stadium. Half of the cost, $1.2 billion, that comes from private dollars that the Haslams would come up with. The other half would come from public money, $600 million from the state, $178 million from the county, and $422 million from Brook Park. Now, the Browns say this money would not use existing tax dollars. Instead, they said it relies on incremental taxes that are generated by the project. We'll dig more into the money coming up at 6.
Matt, we've been talking about this for months, maybe over a year now. And of course, we'll continue to talk about this for years as the project goes one way or another. What does the timeline look like right now?
Yeah, I asked him that. So they only have until June, really, to try to get the county, state, and city on board with this proposal if they want to proceed for that 2029 season. The hope is shovels in the ground by the first quarter of next year. The Browns playing at the new stadium in 2029. But as I said, a lot needs to happen first.
A lot to keep track of, and we know that this will continue to be a story moving forward. Matt Rascone live in our newsroom. Thanks.